What's going on? It is the last day of October. It's Halloween tonight. um, I haven't given you guys a rundown last week because if you follow me, you know that I caught COVID. And it was the sickest that I think I've ever been that I can recall from a flu type sickness. Um, the COVID deal is no joke. I'm still fighting breathing and congestion. I'm much better. I'm out of the woods. But I literally spent 12 days sick. And of those 12 days, I spent 10 of them um, positive for COVID. I started out with 2 days of 103-degree fever, 102s, 48 hours of a high fever. And then I spent 7 more days um, fighting fevers. Mostly low grade, 98 or 99.8s, 100.3s, 100.03, but it never went away. And it was bad. It was really, really bad. So I've basically been cooped up in my home for the last 12 days. I think we're at 12 days now, maybe 13. Um, I haven't been fishing. I haven't been able to do anything. I walked to the mailbox and back. It was absolutely exhausting getting up in the morning and feeding my animals, inside and outside animals, taking care of them was just all I could do. In fact, when I would wake up in the morning and know that I had to go do that, I was dreading it. There were days I felt so bad that I dreaded just having to go feed my animals, and I love my animals. Um, so listen, the first thing, before I tell you a little bit of information about Fork and what's happening, um, if you catch COVID, if you think you are sick and you might have COVID, number one, go test. Find out for sure. If you're positive, if you test positive, stay home. Keep this thing under hat so that it doesn't spread anymore. Um, I really was on the fence prior to catching this COVID. That it was more of a politic thing. It was obviously for real. People got sick. Lots of people died. Several of my best friends died. Mark Pack died. Skeeter Fowler died. I know a lot of people that got very, very sick from it. So I didn't disbelieve in COVID itself, but I just still felt that until now, I still felt that it had a little more hype to it than it really was, and it's for real. It's just um, it's bad, bad, bad news. And anyways, enough of that. I'm doing better. I'm still having a lot of congestion, and a cough that's really hurts that won't go away. Seems to go away anyways, and it's deep. Um, so in the last 12 days, a lot has happened. A lot has changed, Lake Fork wise. All the lakes in Northeast Texas. Number one, 4035 was the lake level. We're now 401.07. We had about 8 to 10 inches of rain or so at least. That really gave us about 8, 9, 10 inches of raise in the lake. Remember, for every 0.25 is 3 inches. So we're about 3 inches shy of the full Monty here, calling it. So I'm going to say the lake came up about 9 inches. A lot of that was just good, steady rains. It wasn't real heavy bombing flows. So the clarities in the main lake are still 0 to 1, still pretty decent clarities. The clarities up in the north end are definitely dirtier water. There's no doubt about it, especially the heavier flowing creeks, the ones that did flow swiftly. They did get dirtier water. Temperatures, I haven't actually been on the lake, and neither is a lot of people that I've talked to. A lot of my friends, locals that I know, other guides that I know, just haven't actually been out there. So the exact water temperature, I'm sorry, I don't know, but I know it's in the mid 60s. And there's nothing wrong with mid 60s as far as being too cold or whatnot. The fish should be pretty active. We had cold nights the next few nights, starting with last night, freeze and whatnot tonight. And that definitely zaps the temperatures as well. I watch a lot of fog come off of my pond, which is the heat going away, dissipating away. So I'm guessing by the end of this week, I go back to fishing here very shortly, a few more days. By the end of this week, I will have a little more 100% accurate report. I'm guessing the water's going to be in the low 60s, maybe even in the upper 50s, because of our highs right now for the next 2-3 days are 50s, 50 highs, 50, 55 highs, and 29 degrees tonight. It really takes the temperature out of the lake, especially the shallow backwaters, and especially if they're trickling or flowing with any water, any ground water that's draining still. That gets cold, the ground gets cold, and as backwaters and creeks get cold very quickly. So I guess without the rambling now, you wondered about rundowns. Fish-wise, again, I don't have a whole lot to give you because I haven't been physically on the lake. I will tell you that what I expect. Number one, I expect some of these nice sunny days, the afternoon light to be better. So don't rush out early in the morning. Wait till that sun gets up and shining. And fish a lot of the shallow flats. Start with secondary points and channel swings, because if anything that was up and in is too cold, it's going to pull back out. When it pulls back out, it pulls to the channel creeks, the creek swings and channel banks and secondary points and things like that. Rising water rises fish, so anything that was deep should be pulling up. I do have one report of a friend live scoping, seeing a lot of really big fish suspending on shallow points, shallow humps in the wood, and suspending in 4, 6, 8 feet of water in the trees. Now, he threw some glide baits and threw some jerk baits and different things on them, and could get some followers, but couldn't get them to react. So I would suspect that your shallow bite would be the best before we get too cold. We should have a fall feast. We should have some kind of a triggering of the fish, knowing that cold is coming, and they really should have a fall feast. We should get a 2 or 3 week window. We usually do in November, a couple 2 or 3 weeks where the bite's really good. Spinner baits, underspins, rattle traps, jerk baits. Probably a little too chilly or too cold for top waters. But again, the main thing is look for the bait. Go find the bait fish. Read the level of where the bait fish are running. Find the bait fish. Are they on the points? Are they halfway back? Are they all the way back? Find the good sources of bait, and you'll probably be not too far from the fish. So I know the week of Berkeley, a lot of the bait was all the way in the backs of the creeks, which I'd imagine with this amount of water and the cold might be pushed back out. So that's kind of the gist of what I wanted to tell you guys. I didn't want to not give another report and ignore you. I'm going to try and come back Thursday. In fact, I will. I promise. I'll be back 2 days from now, and Thursday, give some more information that whatever I can gather up, but I'll also talk about some other lakes in the area just to help you out. Some other lakes can fish really well. Athens Lake, Welsh, Gilmer, even the Dallas area, Hubbard, Possum Kingdom. There's a lot of other lakes that you can go fish if for some reason Fork's not fishing real well. But anyways, that's a gist of what I can do for you right now for a rundown this end of the month. I appreciate you watching. Hit the like button. Comment below. If you have any information you'd like to share, please feel free to put it in the comments below. Message me privately at 602-826-1524. And again, I really, truly thank you for watching. Take good care, and I wish you all great fishing.